everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's the Dolphins going up against the Steelers. So with that, let's get up to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. On the call, here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They come out with one back and three tight ends. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
For someone who piled up the yardage that Jay Ajayi did in 2016, I think it was a strange type of a year. How many runners do you know that will end the season with more 200-yard games on the ground than 100-yard games and end up over 1,000?
Very, very strange. 3 200-yard games, just one 100-yard game. All in all, though, how do you see a season? Rough start, but looked pretty good in the end.
Rough start, but a really good offensive line that continues to grow. I think the future's really bright for Jay Ajayi and the Dolphins next season.
Okay, the starters for the Miami Dolphins offensively. Charles, who are we highlighting?
Got to highlight Jay Ajayi, their running back. Came out of Boise State as a fifth-round pick, but most people had his talent much more like a second round. There were some medical concerns with the knee, but he can do it all. Run, catch, block. He's truly a three-down back. It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Tannehill. And it is incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Brown, the lone receiver, left. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. The first down screen pass, good for 5. Offensive starters time. Electric is certainly a word that comes to mind when you talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Love the way that he reshaped his body coming out of college. A bigger, thicker runner while he was at Michigan State. Lost weight, became more of a whippet in the NFL, and now no one can tackle the guy, whether he's running it or catching it. And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They run with a fullback Nix. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal.
Brandon, you know we talk about having wrinkles in a game plan? That was a fold right there. How about that play? Being able to change things up. You think anyone else on the team's going to get the ball, and in that situation, they surprise everyone and give it to their big guy.
Here's Roethlisberger. Dancing to his left. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Le'Veon Bell. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Gun, Tannehill. And that is incomplete. Devontae Parker was the intended receiver. And now it's second down. And the starting defensive unit here for Pittsburgh.
Cameron Hayward is a defensive lineman, but many of us, especially guys of my vintage, remember his father, Craig Ironhead Hayward, who was a running back. I think Cameron decided he'd rather hit people than be hit.
One receiver left, 3 to the right. They'll run it now out of the gun. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And Charles, I know Ryan Shazier, who made that tackle, a youngster you like a lot.
I love him, and I liked him a bunch coming out of Ohio State because the more this game leans towards speed and less on bulk, that's where Ryan Shazier excels because of his ability to run down plays. If anything goes away from him, he'll chase it. A lot of the time, he can run with tight ends, running backs downfield, and pass coverage. That only helps his outside linebackers like James Harrison and Bud Dupree get to the quarterback.
Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And a look at the starters for the Miami defense.
Cameron Wake may have begun his career in Canada, but in the NFL, he's been one of the top pass rushers since he's entered the league.
A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Cameron Wake in there to drop him. And it'll be a loss of about 8. Big sack on second down. Now the offense needs to convert here on third. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's third down, and the back goes into motion. They snap it at 1. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Charles, that's an important third down stop. You don't want to spot him 2 touchdowns here early.
You're trying to slow momentum down. You've already given up the score. They're coming right back at you. You're exactly right. Being able to hold them there and force a decision on 4th down, that's big for the defense.
So they had great field position, but a 3-play drive that actually goes backwards, and then they kick the field goal.
And I think the key sequence in there, the key phrase you just gave us, a 3-play drive. Had the momentum, great field position, unable to move the football.
So now here come the Dolphins. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end. The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Going back to Landry. This time he's got him complete. And Landry just snuck into the top 10 this year in receiving yardage, 1,136, finishing the year with 94 catches.
And what makes him super dangerous is his ability to convert from being a wide receiver to a running back after making the catch.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off, William Gay. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick 6s.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. They juked him. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. First down, Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2, and they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They'll come out in the pistol. So second and goal here from the 9. Bell. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. In 12 regular season games this last year for Bell, averaging over 150 yards from scrimmage. First 2 games in the playoffs were great, but, you know, getting injured in the final game probably leaves a bad taste in his mouth.
Leaves a bad taste. Gives him fuel for the next season, though, because remember, for the last few years, he hasn't been able to play a full season for various reasons. Now, going into next year, imagine those numbers over a 16-game season and heading into the playoffs. Le'Veon Bell can set new records.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now it's Roethlisberger being chased out left. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. The offense is going to stay out there. We'll see what the play call is. They need to find the right one here on 4th and goal. They'll run it with Bell. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
I can say this from experience, especially from a defensive back's perspective. There's not many things more terrifying than a toss sweep or a pitch play and all that beef out in front of the runner.
Yeah, I had an old coach say 3 words on those plays, toss or pitch. Set the edge. Heard him over and over.
A lot of times they roll the edge, and when they do that, that's why you can go for a long way.
Tannehill on the left side. This is Stills. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold. The out route's such a timing route that sometimes the guy throwing the ball just throws it almost blindly, just kind of counts on that timing winning. And in this case, the ball was batted away.
2nd and 10, Tannehill once more. And over the middle, this is Parker. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Tannehill throwing again. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. Drops it off to Ajayi. And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. Give him 16 yards on the play. And the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Tannehill now to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And now a fumble. The ball's out. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Now I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But that's trying to get it to Williams, but it's